we don't have to be a product of our environment either. You know, like your world is what you make it here. And eventually you can start presenting yourself on who you really want to be. Seriously.
We have another beautiful young lady who is doing some great things in a genre you might not expect. So I'm just gonna bring her on and she can tell you about it. She's even promoting it with the shirt. I see you. Hey, my girl.
What's going on? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Now, last year I had no idea who Torrie was. I think that you had signed up to be on my show, and then you wound up being a part of the literary weekend. And I said, "This is my sister. This is my girl right here." Had a great time in New York, an adventure, but we had a great time in New York at the Harlem Book Festival. We were in Philadelphia for the Independent Book Festival. We've been doing some things. And let's not forget the National Black Book Festival.
We was in Houston too. Yes, we was. Yes, we was. What's up, Mark? How you doing? Can't wait to meet you.
So yeah, that's right. You and Mark have y'all met face to face?
No, just through. We just talked through through social media, you could say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mark is great people. You're going to enjoy meeting him.
He seems like it. I can't wait to learn more about his story. So I'm excited.
Yes. Well, so you've been a busy lady this past year. We talked about a few appearances that we've made together, but you've been doing a lot of other things as well. And then, how many books are in your series now? Is it 3?
Right now it's 2.
It's 2.
I plan on making an announcement this weekend about you know, some upcoming endeavors. You know, I'm excited to share that with you guys. So I haven't really done much after the Houston Book Festival. That was October. So,
right.
You know, with holidays and, you know, having to work and stuff like that, you kind of got to slow down. I slowed down a little bit.
You know, us authors, I know we act like we just living a life and just sitting around writing books. We got jobs.
Look, I'm not J.K. Rowling yet. So when I get there, I'll be able to be telling you, I'm writing book 5 on the beach somewhere. So, yeah.
It's coming, though. It's coming.
It is. But other than that, I've just been enjoying being a new author, trying to figure out this marketing stuff, finding out more about life as an author. I got a chance to have my symbol recognized somewhere, and I thought that was really, really dope. Like I thought, like I'm still kind of really in on that one. You know, someone recognized the hoodie that one of my cousins had on, and that was something was very pleasing. So yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That means that the word is getting out there.
Right. So
tell us about the genre, though. Tell us about the series. I said because when I brought you on, I said it's a series that people wouldn't normally think about, only because there are not a lot of people of color in the fantasy fiction space. So
that's exactly started writing. Let's be honest. That's one of the reasons why I did get into writing. I've been much a fan of different genres of reading. I've been reading since I was 3. I think I shared that with you before. So I've been exposed to different types of reading since I was smaller, but I always enjoyed like comic books, fantasy fiction, different things like that. And I always noticed that there was a lack of people that looked like me. And, you know, the world ain't that small. And that's something that bothers me sometimes, because it's like, that means as a person, you don't even see people that look like me, which is weird to me, because you're literally showing your universe in your writing. And, it just made me feel like an outsider a little bit in that world. You know what I mean? I've always played video games, always watched anime. Like I used to watch Mega Man when I was a little kid. So I've really been into this stuff. And a lot of times in the events or even in these spaces, I was the only person that looked like me. Or was other Black people, I was the only girl. So I am loving the new wave of women that's embracing, being as what they used to call us back in nerds. They used to call us little geeks and nerds back in the day because we watched
Right.
play video games. But I always enjoyed that, and I didn't like the fact that we wasn't represented. So I figured why not write one, and I think it came out really dope.
All right. Yeah, I remember reading a piece of it, and because you took part in um the interactive catalog that we did a few months ago.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm still giving out that catalog to people because it was a great catalog, and I remember reading a piece of your I forgot which, I think it was the first book.
Yep.
You sent me an excerpt of the first book, and I was like, oh shoot, this is good.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because even though it's teens, it was a story I felt that people can get into. Because if you think about it, I watch All American. All American is about a bunch of teenagers. Yeah, they're a little older now. They've gotten married and everything, but it's about teenagers. But there were so many adults who got into it. And when I was reading your story, I felt myself getting into the story that made me want to read it. So, I mean, and that's a great thing about your writing, is that when you can read an excerpt and it pulls you in the way it pulled me in, that goes to show a lot about your writing.
Oh, well, thank you. That means a lot coming from you. It really does. I'm I just try, I don't know. I just feel like the story is supposed to be told. I see it all the time. It comes to me as I write immediately. I just think it's something to be told. I enjoy it. I enjoy that kind of genre. So having the kind of story that I'm going to tell. So to speak more on Reborn the book series, book 1 is Sun, book 2 is Luck. Each book is going to introduce you to a character that's reborn into our time with powers, with different powers, and they learn why they were reborn in our time and what they're doing here and different things like that. So we followed their journey with them. So you could say it's almost, I want to say it's a coming of age, but these are grown adults. Like, even though it's more of a young adult fantasy, the characters are adults when we meet them. So, well, younger adults, but they
Yeah,
are.
I mean, they babies to me. I'm 51 years old. They babies to me.
They are. Yes, they are. They are. To me too. I'm not even gonna lie. Me too. To me too. To me too. To me too. I'm the over 40 club as well. So me too. So but each character, we're just gonna meet them as they go through their journey in discovering their powers, who they are with their powers. Because remember, these people grew up as regular people at one time, as
Yes.
developing. So I think it's something for our community to embrace. I feel like we need a little bit more positivity when it comes to our stories. I want to be able to celebrate our culture more than anything.
Yes.
Coming from where I come from, in the neighborhoods that I grew up in, not all of us had a chance to see, rainbows and sunshine and shit, right? So at the
Yeah.
same time, we don't have to be a product of our environment either. Like, your world is what you make it here, and eventually you can start presenting yourself on who you really want to be. Seriously. And
Well, that's what I like about fantasy fiction, is that it gives you the opportunity to imagine your world to be much bigger than what you see every day.
that's right. No, that's right. For me, that's helped me a lot. Reading helped a lot during the things that I was going through as a child. There was things that I should not have seen or experienced as a child, but I was able to use my education and my reading as an escape.
Nice.
And I feel like that's what kind of shaped me into the person that I am, to where, we all fall through with things in life sometimes, but at the same time, I've been able to overcome a lot of the things that I've been through as a person, and even as a Black woman coming from where I come from. So I appreciate that.
Well, I think that that what you said is the value in us visiting the schools, because
Hmm.
there are probably some kids who don't realize that they can be authors, or that maybe they don't realize that there are people of color in the fantasy fiction space, and they can take their imagination and just take it to even more places than they may think.
That's right. That's right. You're not, we don't have to be stuck on, just watching gangster movies and stuff like that. I love the fact that we're seeing more of our community embracing other things besides, gangster rap and,
Yes,
that kind of stuff. I feel like as a culture, we sometimes emphasize on the negative and being, you know, um, strong to get over it, but sometimes it's
I
okay
get
for
it.
us to be playful. It's okay for us to smile. It's okay to
Yeah,
tell these kids stories that may not look like they're every day, but it also shows them that the world is bigger than what they see every day. Because let's be
absolutely.
honest, the world does not look like Chicago. The world does not look like South Jamaica. The world does not look like, Compton. Like there's different spaces in this world that we deserve to be in, and we should start showing that these kids that they are too.